Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Alpine Hippie, and today we're going to be talking about millennials, Gen Z, and the people that are a little bit of both. Now, like many of you people out there, I was born in a year, and that year was 1999. 1999 was an interesting time, it was the bicentennial, people were getting ready to party, as, 1999s do. But here's the thing about being born in 1999. I was raised my entire life being called a millennial. I was told from a very young age that I was a millennial. I was being called a millennial. People were grouping me in with millennials, being like, you millennials, you're so entitled, so lazy, all that. That's what I heard about millennials growing up, and I was always told I was one. But then this game called Fortnite happened, and then this new generation started hitting its peak. Gen Z came in like a wave and started embracing all of the most cringy things on planet Earth. They midwifed TikTok and all of the consequences of it, and as a result, they are just seen as this really, really weird generation. And since they're a part of all these kind of new things that older people don't really understand, people are starting to view millennials as pretty decent, hard-working, normal people, and now they're calling Gen Zs all these crazy weirdos who are never going to be able to pop up our generation. And guess what people are calling me now? A Gen Z. Here's the thing. I've seen the charts. I understand. I know I'm technically a Gen Z, but you don't get it, okay? No, maybe some of you do. A lot of people do get it and relate to this, but literally, I was being railed on for being a millennial my entire freaking life. And the second that millennials have a good rap now like boomers are getting a ton of heat and Gen Zs are getting a ton of heat, and now millennials are seen as like this kind of cool, hip, understanding in between generation that's actually kind of just doing its best to hold the fort down from all the shit that boomers did to us, while Gen Z is over here TikTok dancing while the world falls apart. So now that millennials are real cool and all that, I'm a Gen Z. I can't stand this shit, man. It's so dumb. But all jokes aside, this is actually a very real demographic of people where we don't really know what generation we fall into, and we're kind of torn in between. Because here's the thing, there's a lot of things with millennials and their personality traits and such that I definitely identify with, but I also kind of have this raised with technology thing that some millennials didn't have to some degree. It's a weird in between because I was raised with a flip phone. I got my first flip phone when I was 12, so I had it kind of early, but now people are getting smartphones when they're 6. So I didn't deal with that. I don't have this chronically online touchscreen brain like all these Gen Z kids have, where they're really addicted to this stuff. I eased into it. I was cognizant enough of the fact that it was new technology, and I was a little more poor growing up, so we really didn't get all the fun toys until well into the point where it was a transition and I kind of understood how cool it was. I got to experience an iPod Classic. I had an iPod Classic. I played Pong on it. Oh my gosh, that was the coolest piece of brick technology that ever existed. Really what the charts say is that after 1996, you're Gen Z, and I have to agree with that one. That's the one that seems to be corroborated, but if you look at some of the charts, some of them straight up just have a gray area between Gen Z and millennial. It was such a strange time. So much new technology and stuff was coming out that these in-between people really have a hard time identifying themselves as especially me, 90s kids or early 2000s kids, because I got a little bit of both. So I don't know. This is a really weird rant. I'm not mad. I'm kind of mad about it, obviously, but I just kind of more want to see what other people think about this, because I've talked to some people about it, and I feel like it's something that other people do genuinely feel. Anyone born between 1998 and 2001, kind of have this issue where they don't really know what they're identified as, and they were told different things growing up. So I just kind of wanted to come on and put myself out there, see if you guys agree, and get your feedback, because I just need to see if this was just me and if I'm the only one who's super upset about this, or if other people feel the same way. So that's really about it today, and with all that being said, signing off.